Hello guys, it is Becca, and I've decided to come out for a walk. Can you believe it? But believe me, I'm not going to go anywhere out of the yard if I can help it. But I brought my baby Jada with me. This is my baby of the day. And her's just so tired. Mama had to prop her up. All I have is the umbrella type stroller. I used to have one of the bigger ones that had the car seat with it. But it was just too heavy and bulky for me. And I never used the stroller. I used the car seat sometimes just around in the house. And I took a baby with me, I think, one time in it. But then I got rid of it because it was just too much for me to handle. And then I purchased me one of these little umbrella type strollers. But my sleeping babies, you know, they're little and they like to sleep. So I have to prop them up with a blanket when I put them in there. So they can lay back and just sleep while we out. It is a beautiful day, guys. Beautiful day. There's Bug. Macy's way down there at the end. You'll see her in a minute. Lucy didn't want to come out. She's like Mama. She don't like to go out. And so I thought y'all really inspired me yesterday. Talking with you live and I don't know. It just kind of like gave me some good vibes. And you just made me so excited about getting out and doing more with my babies, even if it is just up and down my driveway. There's Macy. But it's such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful day. The sun is shining. Now it's a little warm for me. You'd think with me living in the South, I'd be used to it. But no, not me. I hate the heat. I'd rather be cold than hot any day. Heat just, I tend to get kind of like aggravated, agitated when I'm hot. It's like, leave me alone. Don't talk to me when I'm hot. I just can't hardly stand it. And that's another reason I don't get out much, is because I don't like the heat. And it's so hot in the South when it gets hot. And I love the winter because we don't have much of a winter here. You know, we have some cool days. It gets down into the 30s, but we hardly ever get below freezing here. It's a rare thing if we get below 32. Sometimes we do, occasionally, but it's very rare. So I just love the winters here because they're not just overly cold, although that we do have a lot of humidity. So in the winter, even though it's cold, it's like a wet cold. I've heard people from the north that's come from, moved from the north. Matter of fact, my daughter-in-law to my oldest son, married my oldest son. She moved from Wyoming to the south and to Mississippi, and she says that the cold here just nearly kills her. You know, she was up there where it snowed all the time, and even snows in April. I know we went to see them one time in April, and they had a snowstorm that my daughter-in-law said it had been the first time in years that they had a snow day from school. And while we were there, it snowed so bad that they had a snow day from school. And she said it had been years since they had a snow day in Wyoming. And the funny thing about it is, I may have told this little story before, but my oldest son, the one, Emily, his wife now, is his second wife. And when he was married to his first wife, they lived in Tennessee. And we went to visit them. I can't remember what month it was. It was in the winter months, but we went to visit them. Matter of fact, they lived right outside of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And we love Gatlinburg. We love it. So we went to visit them and, you know, do some things in Gatlinburg. And while we were there, it snowed. And it snowed bad. You know, Tennessee gets snow occasionally, you know, a whole lot more than we do. But they don't get it like up north in Wyoming. And my son, when that was the first time we had went to see, you know, my son when it was a snowstorm. But he told me, he said that was the worst snowstorm they had since he lived there. Then when he moved to Wyoming, married, you know, this Emily, the second one, and he had moved to Wyoming. That's where he met her. Then we went in April and seen them, and Emily had said that was the worst snowstorm. You know, that was the first snow day they had from school in years. My son told me, he said, I'm going to quit inviting you to come see me. Every time you come, we have a snowstorm. So I thought that was kind of funny. But it scared me to death, guys, in Wyoming. Well, it did in Tennessee, too. My son kind of lived up the mountain a little piece. It wasn't a real steep mountain, kind of like a hill up, I guess they'd call it in Tennessee. But it was a sloping driveway. And it was so snowy. My husband and my son had to go get, well, my son already had some, but my husband had to go buy snow chains for the tires for our Jeep so we could get out of there. That was in Tennessee, guys. And then it was so bad in Wyoming. I was going to tell you, going up my son's driveway in Tennessee scared me to death because it was sloping. And that was before we had the chains on the tires. And we would go sliding. And there was, you know, it was up the side of a mountain. There was a drop-off on one side. And we would go skidding to the, you know, sideways. And it scared me to death. I got out and walked. For a little bit, I walked a few steps and couldn't stand up. That was years ago. When I was younger. Couldn't stand up on the snow. Because I'm not used to that. And finally had to option for getting back into the vehicle, but I was so scared we was going to fall off that slope. Going up that driveway. I know, I'm crazy. But anyway, and then in Wyoming, we didn't even get out in our car very often. We rode with my son. He had a big enough vehicle that we could ride with him. And we hardly ever went out in our car while we was in Wyoming because we just didn't know how to deal with all that. We're from the South. We don't get snow. And I just thought that was funny that he told me that he was going to quit inviting us to come. He was just picking at me, but he said, I'm going to quit inviting y'all to come. Every time y'all come, we have a bad snowstorm. So that was funny. But anyway, saying all of that, I get sidetracked and get on crazy little stories whenever I'm talking. But my driveway is not very long. Probably hitting over about 25 steps or 30 maybe. And I would go around behind the house and go show you the other animals out back, but the ground is still just so soggy from all the rain, and it's just now getting to where it's not standing and the water's not standing in places, but it's still, it hasn't dried up good. And the bad thing about it is according to the weather, in a few days, it's supposed to start raining again. Oh, yes, it is. And that ditch right there, there's still, I don't know if you can see it on camera because the sun's so bright, I can't really see what you're seeing. But in that ditch right there, the water's still standing. Right there. So I don't want to walk back there. Afraid I'll sink in the ground, get mud all over my feet, and I can't stand to be dirty. I can't stand to be dirty. There's my baby. See my fur baby right there? And let's check on little Jada. Let's check on little Jada. Yeah. I was wondering, do any of y'all make these beaded bracelets like this that has their names on it? I have so many babies that I really need a name bracelet for every one of them. So I can, I get confused sometimes. I mean, I am 60 years old. Sorry. And as I bring new babies in, sometimes I forget what their names are. And I would love to have a name bracelet for every one of my babies. I have Jada and Natalie. Can't think of the other ones. That may be all I have, Jada and Natalie. I think the other ones that I had name bracelets for might have broke. Because I had several babies with name bracelets. Savannah, I think, has one. But, yeah, I'd love to have one of those bead, just a white bracelet with their name on it for each of my babies. So I could, when I forget, when my mind goes blank and I forget the baby's name, I can look on the bracelet. And I want the white, that way it goes with anything. And I don't have to worry about it clashing with whatever color they have on. Alright guys, it's getting pretty warm out here. Oh, and my back's beginning to hurt. But hey, I have enjoyed this. I have enjoyed the sun shining on me. It feels so good. I hate dreary days. I say I hate dreary days. I don't always hate them. But when we've had so many in a row, like we've had lately, after a while it gets depressing. Gets you to feeling just blah and down and out and like nothing's ever gonna look any better or feel any better, But then when we've had a dry spell and it's been so hot, then I get to thinking, oh, if we could just have a few days of just rain. Now, I don't like bad weather at all. But I get to thinking sometimes, oh, if we could just have a couple of rainy days where it's just rain, where it's just a nice shower all day long. And it's cool and, then that's refreshing after having such a long time of no rain. So I can't say I always hate those rainy days and, dark, cloudy days. But like I said, when you've had it as many as we've had in a row lately, this is just refreshing being out here in this bright sunshine, listening to the birds and seeing the pretty blue sky. Just look at that beautiful sky. Isn't it gorgeous? And there's the birds. Can y'all hear the birds chirping? It's awesome, guys. I'm just standing here soaking up the sun. It just feels so good. I have to admit, it's been a long time since I've been outside in the sunshine. One reason is because of the weather we've been having. And another reason is the days it's been sunshiny, I didn't want to get out. But for some reason, after talking to y'all yesterday, y'all just sent me some good vibes, and I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm excited about it. All right, well, beautiful, beautiful sky. I know this hasn't been a whole lot about my babies, and that's what this community is about, is the babies. But I like to give y'all a little variety also. But my Jada, she is just enjoying the sunshine too. Her's just a-sleeping. She must have been dreaming she was drinking a bottle. Look at her little tongue and mouth. like she's sucking a bottle. Isn't she sweet? All right, guys. I'm gonna go. I'll put the camera down so I can just soak up some more of the sun and let y'all go. But I just wanted to pop in and say hi. Macy's not used to being outside either. She's just a hassling. Might have to get her in where she can get some water. All right, we will talk with you later. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will talk with you later. Bye. Where's my hand? There it is. Oh, we got to do this. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop on here real quick before I edited this video and tell you I counted my steps up my driveway. I told you it was about 30 steps. I wasn't far off. It was 45 steps from the back of my Jeep to the end of the driveway where I feel comfortable going and where I turn around at. 45 steps. So how many times would I have to do that to walk a mile? Whew! Bunches. And also I had, you know, if you watched my live video yesterday, in the middle of the video, something fell in my kitchen. And I told you that I would, next time I got on video, maybe I'd tell you what it was. Well, I looked everywhere. I couldn't see anything. I went and asked Mom, was she okay? Did she drop something? But it sounded like it was in the kitchen, and her room was in the other direction. She heard it, but to her, it just sounded more like a bang. I think what she heard, instead of hearing what fell, was she actually heard the dogs. They jumped down off the couch all at one time, because whenever it fell, it scared them. And they all three jumped and started barking. So I think she heard, you know, the bang of them jumping on the floor. But I kept looking, looked around outside, didn't see anything. And for some reason, it just hit me. You know, a cup up in the cabinet probably fell. I stacked my cups. I have so many coffee cups. We drink coffee. And, you know, if I put them in the dishwasher, it just being the three of us here, I don't have to put on a load of dishes every day, but we'll run out of coffee cups before the dishwasher gets, you know, a full load for me to put on a load of dishes. So I keep a lot of coffee cups, so I have something, you know, to drink coffee out of. And so my cabinet where I keep them, I have so many, I have to stack them on top of each other. And for some reason, I just thought, you know, one of those cups must have toppled over. And I went and looked, and sure enough, one of the cups that I had sitting on top of another cup had fell over and fell upside down. The other cup was laying on its side, and that was definitely it falling over, because I didn't put it up there like that. So I just wanted to let y'all know what had happened yesterday when that big old, it sounded to me like a glass falling, not like it broke, but it sounded like a glass falling over. And I thought maybe something had fell in the sink, you know, maybe it was on top of something else and toppled over, but it wasn't. It was the cup inside the cabinet. So I just wanted to tell y'all that, and tell you how many steps my driveway is. So I'm really gone this time. Okay. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.